Hello and welcome to Defining the Elementals with Chris Ann. You're listening on PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network. Welcome, and I'm Chris Ann, and I'm so happy to have you with us this evening. Today is my very special guest. I'm happy to say I have my friend Dede Eaton. Welcome, Dede.
Hello, welcome, thank you. Thanks very much.
So Dede is somebody who is multi-talented. You wear many hats in life, Dede. Dede is an intuitive empath. She's a healer, a teacher, an organizer of events, and all of us, a spiritual product supplier. You do a lot of things,
I do a
Dede.
lot of things. I do, and I know you can understand that because
Yes.
you do too.
Yes. You have many varied interests, but you also have an interest in the pagan community, the spiritual
Absolutely.
community, and you are coexist as
Of
well.
course, absolutely.
So
Very inclusive.
yes,
Inclusive.
which is wonderful.
Right.
So thank you, and thank you for offering so many different things that you do. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Okay,
What is
sure.
it that you do? So first and foremost, you organize these fantastic, I like to call them psychic fairs, but they're really much more than psychic fairs. They're called the Enlightenment Expo. So describe exactly what it is to
Right,
us.
sure. Well, the Enlightenment Expo is something I created about 6 years ago. It happens twice a year, spring and fall. And it's an event like a psychic fair. I usually avoid the word fair. It's
Yes.
more like a show or I don't even know. Big
It's an
metaphysical
event.
party. It's an event.
Yes.
So it's obviously it happens all day. It's 2 day event. April 23rd and 24th. We have a variety of vendors, about 50, 55 different offerings, everything from psychic readings and healings to products and art, music. We're delighted this year to have Jenna Green joining us, who'll be playing the harp in our lobby at the venue, which is the Fireside Inn, 81 Riverside Street in Portland, in Maine. So yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful time to connect with community and friends, learn something new. You'll be there.
I will be there. Yes, Jeff and I both will be there, and we will have a table set up both days, and we will be having our high vibrational jewelry. And Jeff carves his rune stones, and he has his pendulum boards that he carves, and we're going to be having tarot cards and books and essential oils and wands and crystals, and I don't know, we're going to just us. And we're going to be there doing readings and mini healings and all this wonderful stuff. But it's not just us. It's everybody from the New England community that gathers at this event. So you said you have about, what, 60 vendors, and that's just one day. This is actually a 2 day event, and what, about 20, 30 of those vendors are different on Sunday.
Actually, this time around, it's about 11 or 12.
Oh, 11
So
or
it's
12.
we have
Oh, okay, great.
approximately 52, 54 each day.
Yes.
And most stay both days. So
Yes.
they're there for with all of their products and services for both days. And then we have that 10 or 11 or 12 who will move out,
Yes.
be there on Saturday, have a fabulous day, offer all of the products and services, move out at the end of the day, and then Sunday morning, another dozen
Right.
new ones will move into those spaces. So it's an entirely different show. The
It
next
is.
day, it really is. So we have those really the committed that stay for the 2, and then the ones that were, for whatever reason, able to do only one day, which is just it's wonderful. So it makes
Right.
it really a two shows,
Two
two completely different shows
right,
on the
two
same
completely
weekend.
separate
So it's really
shows.
worth, and a lot of our customers do plan to come and join us both days because they know that there'll be something brand new the very next day, and it's a lot of fun. And they don't want to miss the opportunity to see who they might
Right.
be looking for on
Right.
Saturday. So so it's pretty fun.
And the Enlightenment Expo is held at the Fireside Inn in Portland, which is also a place to stay. And if there are no rooms available, because last I heard they were pretty booked up, there's plenty of other hotels in the area.
There are. It's very easily accessed, and there are other, hotels very close by,
Right.
even walking distance.
And the event is $5 to get in.
Just $5.
And part of that money goes to charity, and you choose a different, very worthy charity
I
every time.
do so I do a portion of the proceeds, when the dust settles after the whole weekend, when the dust settles,
Yeah.
I'll choose something local. I like to give to something local in greater Portland area. So I would say it's either people or animals. So
Yes. Yes.
one or the other. And then I usually will have some kind of a clue or inclination over the course of the weekend that will help me. I'll get that guidance of where where the
Right.
donation this time should be made to.
Right. And that $5 that gets you in the door not only gets you in the door, but it also, you can enter to win the drawings that are going on for
Yes,
2 days. Many of the vendors donate. I know you donate as
I
well.
do.
And these are fantastic prizes that people can win. That goes on all day long. You're
It
always
does.
doing fun little
I
games
love
and
to do the
things.
giveaways. So
Right.
you throw your name in the. I have bowls there, and our vendors are always so generous with their products and gift certificates. So there's lots of opportunities to win a little something. And so in addition to the drawings, I also will just periodically throughout the day just give things away. So I might be
Right.
looking for a Libra or, whatever, if I have
Right.
something related to astrological signs or whatever I feel like giving away. Lots of
Right.
little different metaphysical things, jewelry, different things. So it's a lot of fun. So
Which is fun.
I might ask a question,
Right.
identify a stone or something like that. And the first person that does, well, they get that prize. So
Right.
it's a lot of fun. I like to give things away.
I know you do. But the other thing that the $5 gets you into is there are classes that go on throughout both days. And these are approximately 50 minutes each, and they're talks that are presented by the different vendors. I, of course, am going to be doing one of them. I'm going to be the 11 o'clock class on Saturday, and that's going to be all about color magic. And we're going to be talking about different ways that you can use colors within your work, whether it be color of candles or color of crystals, and the meaning of the colors, and how you can incorporate that in what you wear every day. But I'm just one of the speakers. There are speakers all day long, and those are free with the admission into this event. So Dede, you have really created a great sort of model for this event that really gives back to the community, because to go into an event for only $5, let's just say that right there is a blast. But also I like how you've organized all the vendors to showcase their gifts and their talents and their abilities, and how they can connect with the community, maybe with a whole different group of people than what they're used to. So this is a great way that you're showcasing all of New England and what it has to offer.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
it's my pleasure, as you know, and it is. And the workshops are interesting and varied. We've got a couple of authors that will be speaking of their books. There's different types of meditation, crystal bowls, a lot of learning opportunities, with just that $5 admission. And
Right.
there's a workshop on the hour all day starting at 11 o'clock.
Right.
They're
For
about
both
50
days.
Both days.
Yep.
Both days. So it's fun. It's entertaining too. We have a lot of fun. Obviously, we have
Right.
a wonderfully energized crowd of people. So it's simply fun, but it's also very heart centered, and everyone is there to really share their experience thus far in
Right.
whatever their expertise might be
Right.
in the way of spirituality and healthful living, wellness. So we do. I'm very proud of the workshop selection that we have this
Right.
time
Oh,
too.
and not just only the workshop selection, but also, I've done events for since I was in 5. I've been doing craft fairs, and then later on psychic fairs and that type of events. And I have to say, you're very, very organized with your events, because
Thanks. I try.
I'm picky. I've been there. I've done that. I've used to organize events
did.
myself,
You did.
so
So you know what it
I know
takes.
what goes into it. So you do a fantastic job. So any little hints or tips for people that are maybe thinking they'd like to do their own organizing, maybe not on such a larger scale, but starting maybe on a smaller scale, and share with us the analogy that you use, because I love this on what it's like to organize all of us like-minded people.
It is. Well, for starters, know that I love and adore everyone that's involved. But I
Yes.
do sometimes will say that it's like herding cats
Yes.
or nailing jello to a tree, because it does pose challenges. We're all very busy.
Yes.
Most of the vendors are well, I would say nearly all of the vendors are self-employed people.
Mm-hmm.
We have businesses to run.
Right.
We are very busy with many, many
Right.
tasks. And, you know, so an event like mine has to have certain deadlines and so forth so that I can do my job, getting the venue secured
Right.
and all of the other details that go into having this type of thing. So, there are times when I have to hound people
Right.
and send a lot of emails and may
Mm-hmm.
even pick up the phone and make a call.
So you
So
have to be extremely
I
organized
do.
and on top of
I
things.
do. If I'm not, then it's really going to fall to pieces. But
The
because there's a lot
universe,
of details. There's a lot of
the
details. I have to
universe
be
doesn't
organized.
always take care of every detail.
They pitch in. They
They
really pitch in,
do.
and it all is in right order and all is well at all times, of course. But that means because we're performing our due diligence.
Right.
That's what that's all about to me. So I stay organized. There are days when I feel a little
Stressed.
disorganized and stressed somewhat, but that's what meditation and breathing are
Right.
for. So,
And crystals.
and crystals and speaking with a friend and venting and
Right.
processing. But no, it always pulls together. And at this point, 6 years, twice a year, and other events and
Yeah,
shows
we're
that
going
I
to talk
do.
about your other events in a minute.
At this
Yeah.
point, in some ways, this one sort of runs very well. I have a little team of volunteers at the admission table that have been
Yeah.
with it since the beginning. Even since in the beginning when I didn't realize I needed that help, and they jumped in and said, "Let us do this."
Right.
That was good clarity that, oh yes, that's very important to have those people. Then I'm free to take care of my vendors throughout the day, and I don't have to worry about admissions table and certain things. So
Right.
that's very helpful to me. So no one does anything by themselves, and I
Right.
definitely have a lot of help. And I love the ladies out front that really keep
Right.
they keep things organized all day, both days,
Right.
and that's a huge help to me.
So you recognize the fact that you can't do everything by yourself. You need help.
I do, sure, absolutely. I do 98% of
I know you
everything
do.
myself,
I know you
but
do.
I have learned that yes, even I need some help
The
and
day of the
delegating.
event,
Right,
you need help.
right. Leading
Up
up to
into
it,
that, it's all you.
it's all me.
Yeah.
I do have some projects that I do, different details that we do for the show, like creating our program. I happen to be married to someone who owns Eaton Copier Service, so we have the equipment to make
Right.
sure our printing gets done, and but that's another whole can of worms, really, if we have technical problems in that way or anything. But I have
Right.
him, so without my husband in that part,
Right.
I'd probably manage in some way, but I'm grateful to him for helping me get that job done.
Right.
And we spend a good deal of time, the couple of weeks prior to the show, getting that all situated. So we have our lovely little program
You
for
put out
folks.
right. You put out a lovely program that's has pictures, has descriptions, describes the vendors. It's a great way for the other vendors to stay in touch with each other, but also for the customers that are coming to the show to see who's teaching class, what's it about, how can I get in touch with them after the fact. All of that takes a lot of prep work
It does.
on your
It
behalf.
does.
And you've done a great job with it being a cohesive, organized, easily running event.
Thank you, thank you.
It's a lovely event.
If you keep your ducks in a row and stay diligent throughout the process of planning, which is I start planning the next one the day after one
Right.
happens, pretty much. So, but if you're diligent, stay as organized as possible, and then the day or days, in our case, that it's happening, it runs very smoothly.
Yes.
Because you can always count on, with any event, there's going to be a hiccup or two, whether it's technical things or someone has an emergency or
Right.
any sorts of things. It's life. Life ebbs and flows, and it has hiccups and things. So if I've got it pulled together very well, and yes, it does. It runs quite smoothly, and we really have a great time in
We do.
community and working together.
Right. And you're booked at least 7 months in advance for these events.
Yes, that is true.
And you have a waiting list
do.
that could be a couple of years long plus.
Sadly, yes. I mean, that's a happy problem.
But that's another thing that I like about your events, because you don't have 50 million jewelry people sitting
Right.
next to each other and all the crystal people sitting next to each other. You have everybody spaced. You have everybody sort of in their own area where competition isn't right next to each other. Not that there's
Right.
competition.
No, but it's nice to not put too much like with like
Right.
close together. To me, that's the way I do mine. I like to
Yes.
have the different types of offerings mixed. Some places like to put all the readers in one area. I kind of don't. at this point. I may try it that way sometime, you never know. But for now, I'm pretty happy. So, and everyone has different needs. Some people need electricity for their
Right.
space, some people do not. And so the floor plan is one of the things that I spend a few hours on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Getting, making sure I meet everyone's needs.
Right. And that's the other thing that you do that's a little different than some of the other events is your floor plan. Every time you go in, because you offer this event twice a year, and then you do multiple events interspersed throughout that. But for the
Right.
Enlightenment Expo, it's twice a year. And you never have the same floor plan.
No.
Ever.
No.
Which at first confused me, Dede, I have to say.
No, don't get too comfortable.
But I get it now. And explain to us why you do it that way, because I like this.
Well, one of the reasons, the main reason really, is because I don't want it predictable.
Right.
I don't want it to be predictable, and I don't want someone to think, oh, I can just walk in and find so and so.
Right.
Well, they're going to miss everyone else if they do that. If they think so and so is going to be in that same spot every time, they may only go see that one person when
Right.
really there's so many lovely people to see.
Right.
I'd like you to walk through the entire thing to see everyone. You may not stop at everyone, but at least you'll get an idea of who's there. But yes, I don't want it to be predictable. You want to mix it up all the time. And the vendors are, I have a lot of longtime people that have been there since. Some have done every single one.
Right.
Many have done almost all of them,
Right.
like yourself.
Right.
So I have that nice commitment, which I love. But then each one has some different people that haven't been there before.
Right.
Some have waited on that list for a couple of years to get
Right.
in. So I want to make sure that I've moved everyone around, make everyone visible. There are no bad spots in the place,
No.
as far as I'm concerned.
There really aren't. No.
And that's why I do that, and you mix it up. So you really, we encourage our customers to walk through the whole thing. It's not that big. It's a good sized space. It's the
Right.
ballroom of the event. We have every inch of the place that we can get. But yeah, I don't like it to be predictable, and two, I like to, let everyone try different spots too.
Right.
And then
Right.
there's the accommodating different needs people have for
Right.
their, they may have banners or electricity or a variety of things. So
Right.
there's,
Right. And the other thing is all the vendors are constantly evolving as well. So there's always new product and new techniques that they're coming up with, even if it's every 6 months.
Right.
As a healer, I know, and as a reader, I know I'm constantly adding more tools to my tool bag, so to
course,
speak.
you
So
are.
my readings are constantly evolving, and it's a different reading.
It is.
Every 6 months.
of course it is. It's going to. You're growing, you're learning
Right.
more all the time, receiving
Right.
more information.
Right.
And then you're able to share that with your clients.
Right.
So it does evolve. Everything
Right.
has to
Right.
evolve and change, and we evolve and change with
Go
it.
with it, right, right. But you do a fantastic, fantastic job of organizing all of us, which at times can be difficult to organize
There are
us.
moments we're all, like I said, we're all busy people. Most of us are self-employed, so we're very
Right.
busy. We wear a lot of hats and have
Right.
a lot of irons in the fire.
Right.
And we're kind of the woo-woo types in
Right.
some ways, but also we are business people like
Right.
any other business.
Right.
So we do follow guidelines and run a structured business.
Right.
It's just
And
try
many,
not to drop the ball.
many of the vendors at the event are part of the pagan community.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
we are all of the same community. We are all here to help each other.
That's right.
And I'm hoping in future weeks I'll be interviewing many of them. So stay tuned. Yes. This is where I book a lot of my local people that I interview, because
Right.
I like to find people who I find very inspirational, and I think this is the perfect place to find everybody
is.
who
Well,
I
they're all
find
in
of
one room
inspiration.
at the same time.
Absolutely. It's easy pickings for
Because
me.
even if they're not vending,
Right.
they attend our show. So
Right.
there's a lot of other people in our community, in
Right.
the pagan community and spirituality and health and wellness, that attend.
Right.
Those are our attendees as well
Right.
as our vendors.
Absolutely.
So-
Great point.
So there's a lot of networking and friend making
Right.
during the 2 days. So
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Right. And we all follow through on Facebook throughout the
Absolutely.
year.
Right.
And it's great. It's fantastic.
Technology helps us stay connected.
It does. It does. So we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. Please stay tuned and listen to some of the words from our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Dede Eaton. You've been listening to Divining the Elementals with Chris Ann on PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network. I'll be right back.
Since 2014, the Pagan Business Network has been building resources by bringing together pagan-owned and pagan-friendly businesses. With multiple resources available, it doesn't matter if you're an artisan, musician, vendor, author, publishing company, blogger, podcaster, event planner, or any other organization. We have the resources here to help you succeed. Becoming a member is easy and affordable, even for the smallest of budgets. With your membership, you will get Business Spotlight, which is an article written in an interview style, complete with details and photos. Social media sharing through the Pagan Business Network. A blog roll. A membership card for discounts at participating businesses. You'll also get discounts on tickets to all Pagan Business Network events, and so much more. You can check us out at paganbusinessnetwork.com for more information. Is your potential being blocked? Are you keeping yourself from achieving your goals? Do you feel like you're out of step with your life? Are you looking for some answers? Drew Ann Welch is here to help you release your blockages through sound therapy and energy work, intuitive counseling, or tarot readings. Drew Ann is also an author, speaker, educator, and Reiki master. Learn more or book your session today at drewannwelch.com.
Hello and welcome back to Divining the Elementals with Chris Ann. You're listening to PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network. Welcome back as we continue our conversation with my good friend Dede Eaton. Welcome back, Dede.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So Dede, we've been talking about the events that you organize and host and put together for all of us. So this next event that you're doing is called the Enlightenment Expo. It's April 23rd and 24th. It's at the Fireside Inn in Portland. Give us the address for that place, Dede. I forget.
It's all right. 81 Riverside Street, Portland. It's right on the Westbrook Portland line, but technically, if you're putting it in your GPS to get to us, it is Portland, right off exit 48 of the
Great.
Turnpike.
And you don't just organize that event, but I'm going to go through the list of what you organize. So once again, at the Fireside Inn, you're also organizing the poolside, what is that one called, Dede?
Just the poolside psychic evening.
Yes.
A very small, casual, intimate event right there at my favorite venue, the Fireside Inn. They're so lovely to us and accommodating. Outdoor, it's an outdoor event, August 12th.
Yep.
August 12th is a Friday evening. It's just like 5 to 9. About 11 or 12 psychics.
It's all psychics at
Mediums,
this
and
event.
that's
Yep.
all right. There won't really be any or much product. Maybe a few crystals and stones, some jewelry, maybe. But it's mainly just to come and have a nice reading with one of the local, very excellent,
Yes.
top-notch psychics, mediums.
And we're honored to be part of
a
that
summer
event.
evening. It's a
Yes.
fun way to spend a summer evening, have a reading, hang out by the pool, have
Right.
an adult beverage or any kind of beverage.
Right.
So, I just think it's a fun way. It's the second time we've done this one.
Nice.
And a lovely way to spend a summer evening.
Nice.
Very low key but fun.
Yes. And then another event that you're part of is the S'more Social, and
Right.
that's August 6th. Tell us
It
about
is.
that.
So that's a daytime event at the Heartglow Center in Bridgeton, Maine, right on Main Street in Bridgeton, Maine. And the Heartglow Center serves the special needs community and health and wellness, basically education, supporting families with special needs, and more. This is one of our fundraisers. I'm on the board of directors, for the Heartglow Center, and this is one of our fundraisers for the year. And a nice daytime, fun, holistic fair. A lot of vendors, quite a few vendors. Again, food and snacks and s'mores. So we're all about peace, love, and s'mores. Having a snack, enjoying life. And again, healers, readers, beautiful products, a nice way to spend a summer afternoon.
Right.
It is.
That's going to be a great event. I
It
wish we
is.
could make that
I
one, but we
know.
can't make that one. But we will be at your other one. So you have another Enlightenment Expo in September 24th and 25th. And that's the every 6 month
Right.
one that you do.
That's technically our fall or autumn show. Yeah, by then.
And that will be same footprint as this one,
Absolutely.
similar vendors. There's always new people that you're popping in to
Yes.
these events.
Yes.
And you let's just put it out there. You're looking for a henna body artist or
Any kind of body painter or henna artist, and
Yeah.
we've got a week to go for this one coming up, but I
Right.
could still pop in a henna artist if I
Right.
needed to. I've saved a space if anyone wants to step up. It's the only thing I'm looking for. That waiting list is long, but
Right.
that's the one thing that I don't have, which I think is a lot of fun to
Or
have.
for future events.
And for future events, absolutely, yes.
And then the other event that you have going on, which I'm thrilled to be part of this one as well, it's called the Rocktober event in Rocktober
Right.
/ October 8th. So tell us about that one.
So I like to call October Rocktober, and this will be the second in a row, the main metaphysical mineral show, and it is nothing but crystals, gems, and jewelry and related products. So books, decks, everything from crystal stands and pendulums and
Right.
anything. If it's crystal, gems, and jewelry related, it will be there.
Right.
And it's the only metaphysical mineral show. It's the only one of its kind.
Right.
Currently, we have another beautiful mineral show in Maine, but it doesn't have the spin of the energy and the metaphysical. It's very geology
Right.
focused,
Which
which
is
is
great.
wonderful. We need that.
Right.
We need that education.
Right.
But for us, we like the other part of
Right,
it as well.
right.
And we will have the workshops. So a similar model to the Enlightenment
Yes.
Expo where I've added the workshops. So we're all workshops all day long, again, on
Yep.
the hour, focused on learning to connect with crystals and stones and all of that,
Yeah.
that learning opportunity.
And last October, I think I did crystal gridding class at that one.
Yes.
I don't know what I'll do this time. We'll see. But the thing I like about that event, Dee Dee, is that you have so many gifted psychic friends that are at all these other events, but the readings had to be done with crystals.
Yes.
So I created a new type of reading that I do at these events, which is
Right.
really kind of
Because
cool.
you were able to do that evolution,
Right.
and
Right.
you have that skill anyway, but
Right. Well, thank you.
and you work with crystals and stones anyway.
I do.
So
I do.
you were able to, sort of, instead of cards,
Right.
move it around to
Right.
focusing on the crystals. So there's
Right.
and there's only, I think, 3 of you that are reading with the crystals and stones.
Jeff was reading with his carved runes that are stones,
Right.
but that's a different type of reading,
And
right?
then we have the stone lady,
Right.
Who that is been always her focus
Right, and
of
it's
reading
cool.
with stones. She's
Right.
really, really great. And
Right.
she does the Enlightenment Expos too.
Right.
So really for readings, it's very focal.
Yeah, she
very
was there.
focused.
Tracy was there. Joyce was there too.
Yes. Yep.
I
The
of
card
course was
deck,
there.
A crystal deck.
Right.
And with the stones, so not as many readings.
No.
But energy work with crystals, and those very focused with crystals and stones
Right.
readers
Right.
from those of you who.
I know.
And part of the reason I needed to do this was
Yeah.
I can't accommodate all of the wonderful
Right.
crystal, gem, and jewelry suppliers that would like to be at the expo. So I had actually done this years ago at my shop on a smaller scale, 3 or 4 times. And then I let it go for a little bit, excuse me, because of the Enlightenment Expo. But with all these suppliers and
Right.
friends that supply and work with stones, I really wanted to be able to accommodate. So
Right.
using my model of the Enlightenment Expo, made it to what I knew years ago it would become anyway.
Right.
Finally coming into that vision. And so we have the main metaphysical mineral show.
And it's
so
really
pretty.
fun. It's really fun.
It's one of the prettiest shows there is
It
because
is.
it's all of the stones.
It's
and
very
so
high
pretty.
vibrational.
It is.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
yeah.
Eye candy.
It's a crystal
high
lover's
energy.
dream.
It is. It is. It is. If I do say so myself, it is. And since I'm a crystal lover, it is a dream.
Right.
It's a dream day.
It's a yummy day.
It's a yummy day.
Yeah. It's a day where you go and you're able to pick out some gorgeous specimens that are really worthy to put on your shelf, but you're also able to pick up a couple tumbled stones as well that to carry
yes.
around for every day.
With
There's a
everything,
variety.
The whole gamut, from the
Right.
dollar stones to
the $500
multi-dollar stones.
stones, right?
But something for everyone.
There is, and there were
absolutely
people
something
from
for everyone.
all over the
Yes.
world there,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I was talking to a guy from Brazil who
Yes.
mines his own
He
stones
does.
there. It
Yes.
was fantastic.
Lives half a year in Brazil and half a year here.
Yep.
And I was delighted. I hope he'll be able to. I still don't know yet, but he should
Yep.
be able to return this for October. Plus a whole lot of new people from last year.
Oh, nice.
It's added.
Nice.
So very, very
So
exciting.
you always get very enthusiastic, quality people at all your events, and that's really a testament to your heart, soul, and passion that you put into organizing all your events. You don't just take any person that calls up and says, "Hey, I'm a distributor of X, Y, and Z. I'm
Right.
sorry, it has to be this, this, and this."
Right.
It's a juried event. Everything is scrutinized, and you want the highest and best good for everybody.
I do.
And it's you always put on fun events.
Thank you.
You know, and there are always classes that go on at these events. You do giveaways at all your events.
Love it.
The vendors are very generous and
Yes,
contribute to
they
these
really
events.
are.
And the vendors are very generous also with helping you to promote the events
Yes.
and participate in the events and show up.
Exactly, exactly.
You know?
It takes all of. I always tell the vendors it takes all of our energy to ensure a successful event. I'm doing my job, doing everything I possibly do to get flyers in the right hands and,
Right.
and where they need to be, and come on a radio show with my friends
Right.
and, who are so enthusiastic about helping out,
Right.
and, which is appreciated. It takes all of it, but I do all of my things. It's my job.
Right.
But it takes everyone else too. Make sure you spread the word of where you're going to be. And that's
Right.
one of those little tips that I would say for anyone
Right.
organizing something.
Yes.
You've got to include your participants. They need to
Yes.
understand that it's important for everyone. And it only makes good business sense to let your clients and colleagues and friends know where you're going to be.
True.
You've got a wonderful offering. You've got whatever your product or service is. You want to make sure folks know where you're going to be.
Right.
So that's one of those little details that I am adamant about.
But you're organized enough that you've got these events booked through 2016 into 2017
I do.
even.
I do.
So you're that organized. So organization really is key.
I think it is.
When
It
you're
is.
doing, whether you're hosting an event or participating in an event.
It's true. It's true. And like we talk about, life has ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and hiccups happen. So when you've got the time to stay focused and organized, if you
Right.
are, the hiccups don't upset your life
Right.
as much as they might if you
Right.
didn't already have your ducks pretty well in a row.
Right.
So that's that being diligent and staying organized, so that when someone throws a cog in your wheel, you can better manage it.
Right.
And I think that goes with just in life in general, not just when you organize something, like this.
But I think another key component to organizing all of us is to have that appropriate personality. And you really have the friendly, bubbly, welcoming personality that, you're not domineering. You're not,
No.
you know what I mean? You're very welcoming.
I hope so,
You
because that's
are.
the intent, and it's meant to support all of the wonderful practitioners and product
You
vendors.
ingratiate people into the events, into your heart, into
Absolutely, it's
into the
there-
energy.
It's there for a lot of reasons. It's
Right.
there to help people. It's there to support the community on every level. That's the point of doing these things, is
Right.
to be together and share information and share our love of all of this, and to educate and
Right.
and support clients and
Right.
and the community.
Right.
And I hope so. You wouldn't know I was shy, would you?
She is. She's very shy.
But that's what doing this for 6 years. I had my store and I've
Yes.
done all that, but doing this show has really pushed some of my personality
Yes.
traits to be
Yes.
able to, if I feel passionate and strongly about doing this for the greater good,
Right.
and to be in service for the good of many,
Right.
which is who I am and what I do,
Absolutely.
then I needed to step through some fearful situations.
Right.
Whereas I didn't know 25 years ago that I would do this, and that I would
Right.
speak in front of relatively large crowds.
Right.
But here I am doing it. So
Right.
it's just one of those learning and evolution part of the process of life's
Absolutely.
journey. And I had to step through a few things, and some things are
Right.
still uncomfortable, but I do them anyway.
And you're getting there
Of course.
because you're doing a fantastic job. You MC this entire event. Throughout the day, you're on the microphone saying, we've got this class going on now. Head over to that room, and we've got this giveaway. Come over here, and so is up next. And hey,
Right.
tune in with that. And hey, we got events going on tonight. We got events going on tomorrow. Without you sort of organizing all of that, organizing the people that are participating as well as the people that are hosting the events, without keeping that flow, holding that energy, keeping all that going, that's what's your job, and you're
It
doing
is.
a great job
Thank
of
you.
it.
Thanks.
So
In the beginning, that was not my
I
strong
know,
area.
I know you've said
I
that,
have, but I
but
do
it
it
doesn't
anyway.
show through.
But I do it anyway, and I'm getting far more comfortable with it
Yes.
over the years. I've gotten far more
You do
comfortable
a
with it,
great
and
job.
but you need to. I want everyone to remember. Oh, it's 5 minutes till a workshop, so I need to announce that. Plus, I like to give stuff away, so we have to draw
Right.
names and do little giveaways and remind folks that the workshops are happening, and make sure to see this one or that one
Right.
for a special offering and
Right.
that kind of thing. Keeping it fun. It's a fun day. It's a fun part. It's a party.
And you do an absolutely fantastic job of holding that energy for all of us.
Thank you.
So you're doing it. You're doing a great job. I
you.
know you say you're fearful, but you really are doing a good job.
Thanks. But you all, as the vendors, the participants, you are holding that energy for me too, as are our attendees. They're coming in excited and
Right.
so, just so excited and happy to be there to see what all is happening and connect with, their longtime favorite readers and new
Right.
people and find that special treasure. So
Right.
that energy keeps me built up all day, both days too.
And I think we all do that throughout the year on Facebook specifically.
Absolutely.
I'll use
Sure.
Facebook as an example. Throughout the year we all stay in touch through Facebook, and so and so's kid has got this wonderful accomplishment, and this
Right.
one has a birthday, and that one
Right.
just graduated from this school, and
Right.
it's we celebrate each other throughout the year.
And support when times aren't so great.
Right.
So
That's
it works
true too.
both ways.
It
When
does.
there's a problem,
Right.
be it a medical issue or
Right.
some other thing,
Right.
we try to support and hold
Right.
the energy for each other in that way too.
But we really are a community, whether we're at the event or not. And that's what you've organized. That's what you have
Thanks.
put together.
Thank
I always tell people, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm not originally from Maine. I grew up summers in Maine. But in Massachusetts was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful environment. Great to grow up in that sort of psychic realms. But, it wasn't necessarily my tribe. And I came to your events. I attended your very first event that you put together, the expo, and I was looking for my tribe. And I walked in the door and I knew I found my tribe.
I love that. That gives me chills all the way up from my feet.
I love it because it was what I needed.
Right.
And now I am full on part of this event.
I'll
You can't
say
get rid of
a
me.
leader, not only a member but a leader of the tribe. So
You're the leader.
well, I think, but that warms my heart because that's, like I've said, that's kind of the point is to
Right.
help people find their way and be inclusive and connect and network and
Right.
build that community, that sense of community and safety. And I think we really accomplished that.
Right.
I've always thought I'm sort of like a web weaver.
Right.
And I do have the blessing of being able to put a whole bunch of wonderful people in a room together.
Right.
And
You
we help
intuitively
people.
know how to organize all of us, where to put all of us. You use your intuition. So you have multiple hats. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to talk about all the other things that you do for the rest of your life when you're not spending every second of the day focused on this, because I know this takes an absorbent amount of time to organize these events, especially when you get to probably a month before, 6 weeks before. That's super
That's
crunch
crunch
time.
time.
Yeah, so
for
you're
sure.
you're contacting last minute vendors that haven't gotten back to you, or I need a description of this, or hey, I need your money,
And that we do have a big giant venue to pay for. So.
Right. It's a big place. It's one of the larger places in the area. So you need to pay them.
We have to pay that.
Right.
That's on me. So.
Right. And you need descriptions for the classes that people are teaching, and descriptions of the items that they're selling. So you're not putting that one next to one that does the exact same thing.
Right.
It takes a lot of conversation times 50 to 70 vendors. That's a lot of work. That is beyond a full-time job just within itself.
That by itself could potentially, and it almost is, a job just all by itself.
I get it.
It's true.
I get it.
True.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
It takes the right type of person to want to take on this adventure.
It is an adventure.
Because you have to be whole heart committed to this, because you'd be letting down a lot of people, and I know you take that very seriously.
I do. There's a lot of people depend on me to pull this off, without too many hiccups or problems. And there's, like I said, there's bound to be one or two. It happens. It's life. We don't have to lose our minds or wig out over it, but things happen. So, but I have a lot of, when I think about it, there are a lot of people depending on me. There are not just all of the vendors, their businesses are depending on me. Their businesses, that leads to their families depending on me. And then our hundreds and hundreds of attendees, they're depending on me to have that pulled together, looking nice, feeling nice, good energy, and the vendors bring that good energy. We get along well, everyone gets along well, and I've really only had a couple of personality conflicts over the years, very minor, but I will say, I feel blessed because people have actually said, because I have so much respect for you and what you do for us, I am putting this aside for the day, and it will get spoken of later, but I will put it away. And that I appreciate, and that's what it takes.
And that rarely happens.
It's so rare.
Rarely.
I can, seriously 2 times in 6 years.
And that's only an example of a little hiccup, but that doesn't happen all the time, because you do such a good job of your organization, because you do a good job of checking out the people that are going to be at your event. Is this the right product I want represented at my event? Is this the right type of service I want represented at my event? You do a very, very good job of that, and you can't get everybody in, even though you really want to.
I'd love to, but I can't.
Right. It's just not possible. It's not possible now.
I've maxed out the space we have available at this venue. I'm not going to change venues. I adore this place. They take
work
good care of me. They feed me breakfast, for heaven's sake, on Sunday morning. One of them, they do. My salesman will find me and make sure I eat some breakfast. Where do you get this kind of thing? Nowhere.
You don't.
But that's their commitment to me.
Because they care about us, too.
They do. They really are taking very good care of us. I can never stress that enough.
And they send the people staying at the hotel to us.
They do. They do. They love it. We're one of their favorite events throughout the year.
Wonderful.
When we're there twice a year, of course.
Well, we're going to be there 4 times
and
a year
now. We're going to be there more,
For
exactly.
the poolside, 2 Enlightenment Expos, and Rocktober. So you've booked everything at the Fireside Inn because of the personal attention has been fantastic.
Yes, it is. It so is. And it's gotten to the point where people connect me to that venue because I've done so many things there. So when I've had something at a different venue, folks went to the Fireside looking for it. And so I thought, well, so fortunately I've got everything booked there for the rest of 2016 and also 2017. We're all booked. I won't give those dates. It's too
it's too early for that, but we'll have you on to talk about that. But right now we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. Stick around, listen to what the sponsors have to say. There's some great sponsors here as well. So you are listening to Divining the Elements with Chris Ann. Don't go anywhere. You're listening on PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network. I'll be right back.
Looking for that special item for your mantle or that one-of-a-kind gift to the love of your life? Visit us at Sleeping Griffin. We offer many items from pyrography to metaphysical supplies. Choose one of our regular designs on a keepsake box, crystal grid, or even design your own. Need a little help with your practice? Choose from our selection of organic, hand-mixed binding salts. Come and see our Etsy shop at Sleeping Griffin or visit our website at sleepinggriffin.net, where spirituality and functionality come together.
Have you been searching for that perfect candle for your project or working? How about for a specific intent? Something other than the big box store candles made from mystery wax? Then look no further. Visit the Waxing Witch on Etsy for the best selection of handcrafted candles anywhere. Pillars, votives, shaped, plus some giftable candles you won't believe. All their candles are made in-house using a variety of waxes: soy, palm, beeswax, paraffin, and all are clearly noted in the listing, so there's no mystery wax here. From a whole line of saints candles to archangel working candles, and you have to see the new Wicked Wonderland spell candles. They're made to work wickedly quick and wonderfully easy. Or the fun new Sanderson sister pillars. Those are a hoot. And I can't forget their skull candles. These are phenomenal. The burn is beautiful, and I really won't work a trick without one. But that's not all. Any candle can be customized with a scent of your choice, or even color if you prefer something different. They love special orders and will work with you to make your candle the way you want it. They do unity candles, hand fasting candles, or candles made for events, so don't hesitate to ask. You won't find folks easier to deal with, and they all come from their little shop on a Louisiana bayou. So do yourself a favor. Check them out on Etsy at The Waxing Witch. That's The Waxing Witch, witch spelled W-Y-T-C-H. Tell them PBNR sent you for a little surprise with your order.
Welcome back to Divining the Elementals with Chris Ann. And I'm Chris Ann, and you are listening to PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network. Welcome back as we continue our really enlightening conversation with my friend Dede Eaton. Welcome back, Dede.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So Dede is multiple things, but we have been talking about she is an organizer of some spiritual events. So she has the Enlightenment Expo coming up next weekend here in Portland, Maine, because I come to you from Maine, which is in the United States on the East Coast, the uppermost East Coast in the United States is where Maine is located. And next weekend on April 23rd and 24th is the Enlightenment Expo at the Fireside Inn in Portland. And then also at the Fireside Inn in Portland is the Poolside Psychic Evening, and that's August 12th. And then the Enlightenment Expo is back again, September 24th and 25th. And then, of course, Rocktober in Rocktober/October. And that's on the 8th. All of those are going to be at the Enlightenment Expo. And Dede also participates and helps organize the Some More Social, August 6th. And tell us once again where that's located.
That
Dede.
is at the Heart Glow Center on Main Street in Bridgeton, Maine. Beautiful Lakes region of Maine. That's one of our fundraisers for the year for the Heart Glow Center. So we have a lot of fun at that. It's a holistic fair supporting life and wellness and families with special needs.
Yes.
And that's one of our fundraisers that provides us the funds to do other programs throughout the year. There are awards for families, and we do memory gardens and things like that. So so it's a fun day, but it's also a very beneficial day for the charity.
Right. It's a very touching.
It is.
Very touching charity.
It is.
Yes. So, Dede, let's talk about some of the other things that you do when you're not organizing all of us, dare I say, crazy people. Speaking for myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
So, you're also a healer, and you do the Primus activation.
I do.
Tell us what that is, because it's a fantastic modality, and you've done it on me, and I enjoy it, so explain it.
It is. So the Primus activation healing technique was created by Naisha Asian of the Crystallis Institute, which is now in Arizona, in Sedona. And I've been doing this modality, trained by Naisha, since 2007. It's very heart-based vibrational healing, where the practitioner attains and maintains a specific vibration throughout the session and transfers that energy to the client. That's in a nutshell,
Right,
really.
right.
So it's very much about activating the heart area and bringing all the chakras into alignment through the law of resonance, and being able to switch over the nervous system and get out of that fight and flight brain activity,
Yes.
fight, flight, or freeze, really, brain activity, and focus on what is really the stronger oscillator of energy, being the heart. That's where we receive our healing impulses and information, is from the heart. So we need to make sure we're working from the heart, activating the heart, so that it will send off those healing impulses to the rest of the body.
And clear the heart.
And clear that heart area, activate, align. Yes. So
Right.
it's very rewarding. It's very
Right.
rewarding energy work, and there aren't that many of us in the Maine area.
Right.
There are a few that do this particular modality, and of course in Maine, elsewhere, we have lots of other healing energy
Right.
modalities, Reiki among one. So it is a modality that I just adore. I absolutely
Right.
adore it.
And-
I adore it.
And you do private sessions where you have people come to you, you go to them. You have done sessions here at Elemental Energies with Chris Ann and Jeff in Wells, Maine, and we're always thrilled to host you.
Thank you.
But, if people want to get in touch with you, let's talk about the ways that they can get in touch with you. Let's talk about you personally, and then we'll talk about all the other Enlightenment Expo pages and stuff like that. So let's talk about how they can get in touch with you.
For starters, via my website, you can contact me through there, which is themagiccloset.com, and magic is MAGICK. And so that's the website. My email is magiccloset@hotmail. There's also good old-fashioned telephone. Well, they're not even old-fashioned, are they? Yeah. 207-671-5379. Call me. I talk to clients and customers all the time, every
Yes.
day. I answer calls as quickly as possible.
Right.
So it's a lot going on, but I like to get back to via email or phone, ASAP. I'm pretty good about getting back to folks really quickly.
You are. And if people are interested in the Enlightenment Expo, let's talk about that. Has its own Facebook page
It does.
as well.
It does, and it's just simply the Enlightenment Expo. So if you go to that page on Facebook, and then you can look at the events there and see all the different posts. Especially as we get closer to it, I like to post a few things and get excited and building the energy. So the expo has its page, the Magic Closet Spiritual. What is it? The Magic Closet, Purveyor of Spiritual Goods. So there's that page.
Yes.
Excuse me. My healing practice has its own page, which is Magic Heart Healing. So I can be found in lots of places.
Right. And if anybody's interested in getting in touch with you for any of the events, the sooner the better.
Yes.
This event, this Enlightenment Expo for next weekend is fully booked, and it
Absolutely.
has been for months
Right.
upon months,
Yes.
except for if you're a body artist /
Exactly.
henna artist.
Still looking to pop one of those in.
Right.
We have space for you.
But everybody else, it is completely booked. But there is the other expo that's coming up September 24th and 25th. And of course, the Rocktober event on October 8th.
Right.
You're always happy to chat with people about that.
I am. I still probably have a little space left for that now that we're back at the Fireside Inn.
Right.
Now I have a few more spaces available
Yes.
as opposed to last time. I
Right, it's a
probably have
bigger venue.
It's a little bit bigger, and again, I'll take every inch of space they have.
Right.
Our last venue, I could only fit, I think, 40, and now I can do 50 or 55. I think.
Nice.
So it's better. It is better.
And that's with many people having multiple tables.
Right. That is true.
We don't have small spaces.
No. Some
We have
to-
generous spaces.
Right, and I've actually had to put a cap on that at this point.
Yeah.
Somebody's grandfathered in because they've been there
Right.
since the beginning, and they have 4 tables, but
Right.
nobody can have that anymore.
Right.
Because I need to be able to accommodate that waiting list. I
Right.
want to let in some new energy.
Right.
So I had to
Right.
kind of put a cap on that.
And last year you did the Enlightenment Expo in New Hampshire as well.
did.
So
We did.
we're spreading throughout New England slowly but surely.
We are. It's an undertaking, but the area, West Lebanon, New Hampshire, it felt like there was a need there.
Yes.
There are lots of other wonderful events throughout the year in New Hampshire. Loads of them, fabulous. But I felt like that area, and it's a fireside inn.
Right.
It's kind of they who planted that
theme.
seed. There is. They sort of planted that seed. My local, in Portland, my salesman in Portland, who's really become a friend, and his coworker in West Lebanon sort of planted that seed, and
Nice.
and I went and looked at the venue. It's beautiful. The room is
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous there.
Right.
Yep.
So we did do it last year, and I haven't secured a date for 2016. I may not. We may be doing it around this time next year in West Lebanon again. But I haven't
just
let it go.
FYI that anybody in that area,
Right.
we made some great contacts when
We
we were in
did.
that area.
We did. It
We've
was
still
fun.
got clients calling us
Great.
from that event, and it's
Good.
been fantastic. So it was the first time you had done it there. It was a
Right.
new venture,
Right.
and
It's a risk. You're taking a risk.
Right.
You're taking a risk. But I had been asked by other people who travel from all parts to come to Portland for
Right.
the show, have sort of asked, and then of course the venue was encouraging about it. So we took a risk, and we, obviously it wasn't as well known as the Portland event,
right.
but still it was a great
start.
day. It's a start, and it was a great day, and I think we planted a seed, and
Right.
that was a good thing to do. And the
Right.
folks that came were so enthusiastic and appreciative.
I agree.
That we were there. They were very grateful and stayed all day,
Right.
like they do in Portland.
Right.
Our participants or our attendees stay all day.
And you have vendors that come in. We talked about the Crystal event that you do, the Rocktober one. You have people that come in from all over the world to vend at that event. These events, the Enlightenment Expo, it's mostly people
local.
from New England,
Right.
all over.
Right.
Vermont, Mass, New Hampshire, Maine, of course.
Maine.
All over.
Right, all parts of Maine. Maine's
Maine's
pretty big.
huge.
We've got people that travel 4 hours to get to it. So
Right.
there's a
From
lot of travel
Maine.
time from Maine. You're
Right.
still in the same state, but you might travel
Right.
4 hours. So
Right.
So it is. There's a dedication.
Right.
There's a dedication, and that's
just the
obviously
vendors.
appreciate. Right.
That's not even the
And the
people that are
people-
walking through the door
The
to attend
attendees
it.
do the same, and
Right.
I hear from customers that book a room so that they
Right.
can attend, drive that 2 to 4 hours,
Right.
attend both days,
Right.
and then go home. So it is an event, and people make a thing out of it, which
Right.
is, that's a wonderful thing. With the vendors, I've created something that people look forward to.
I
and-
think to make time for yourself is a very important thing, and I think a lot of people are starting to recognize that in order for them, and I'll speak for myself personally, in order for me to be a better mom, I do need to take a little bit of me time, and going to an event like this is really a great way for me to recharge, reconnect, not only with other people but with myself,
Right.
recharge my energy. Maybe I want to go get a little bit of a chair massage or a Reiki session, or maybe this is the time you want to go get 4, 5, 6 readings.
Could be. Because we don't typically recommend that all year. But
We
at a
don't.
show where you're getting a smaller, shorter
Right.
reading,
Right.
and then if you do multiple readings, you actually are validating each of
Right.
the readers, because chances are they're going to say the same thing with different wording and different perception.
Well, you know what
so
I
you
do?
really get the
Right.
message.
What I do, since it is a mini reading, I ask a different question to everybody, because
there.
if I have multiple questions, I don't have time to ask in a mini
Right.
session.
That's true.
So I ask everybody a different question.
There you go.
Not to trip everybody up. It's not that at all. It's a different type of, if I have like 6 pending questions, okay, there's 4, 5, 6, and that's the only time I'll go to get other opinions from my colleagues,
Right.
from my friends. The first time I attended your event, Dede, was the first time I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to give myself permission that it's okay to go get a whole bunch of readings,
Right.
because I don't do that. I am a reader. I do this for myself, or, my friends will read for me as a practice for each other.
Right.
But I wanted somebody that I didn't know
Right.
to
I
read
love
for
a
me.
cold reading.
Right.
I call it a cold reading.
Absolutely.
I love to, every once in a while myself, I will go to somebody that I don't know, which
Right.
is getting more and more difficult, I may add.
Right?
However,
You're known.
I like a cold reading. I like
Right.
to go have a reading with somebody that doesn't know me,
Right.
doesn't know what I do, doesn't know any of the things. And that's when I sometimes, not that I don't get great information from people who do, that
Right.
it's a whole other perspective and a whole other insight, because you do know,
Right.
because my friends and colleagues do know some of the things that are
Right.
going on. But someone who doesn't know me gives me a
Right.
whole new perspective as well.
It's a great way.
is.
It's the only time that we really say it's okay to get multiple
Yes,
readings.
yes.
Other than that, you don't need to get a
No,
reading every week.
You really don't.
or-
You shouldn't. You need to take that information and work with it, integrate it into your life.
Right.
Let it, be built
Right.
into your life.
Right.
And then in 3 or 4 months, get another one.
Well, this has been a fantastic conversation, Dede. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you helping us to organize events, helping to organize us to, host these events that we can all go to and enjoy. So thank you so much. So once again, the Enlightenment Expo, April 23rd and 24th, Fireside Inn in Portland. Once again, September 24th and 25th at the Enlightenment Expo in the Fireside Inn in Portland. October 8th at the Fireside Inn in Portland. And of course, the Poolside Psychic event, August 12th at the Fireside Inn in Portland. And also see Dede at the Samore Social in August 6th. If you've missed any of that information, feel free to contact me. It's Chris Ann, and you can contact me through Twitter at chrisann1234. You can contact me through my website, www.chrisann-jeff.com, and you can contact me through Facebook at Elemental Energies with Chris Ann and Jeff. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You've been listening to Divining the Elementals with Chris Ann on PBN Radio, a division of the Pagan Business Network.